Hello, Grove family. Welcome to episode 2 of Between Two Trees, your official Grove podcast. I am your host, Candace Barbie. I'm joined by my trusty co host, Rob Ray.
Hello, hello.
We have a very, very special guest in with us today, our first artist guest, Mr. Justin Wells. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank y'all for having me. Look, is this an homage to Between Two Ferns? Like, are y'all gonna get me? Am I gonna be punked?
You nailed it. We
I'm
joked
ready.
about it, like, if you've ever been at the Grove, everybody knows that, like, me and Rob are always behind the soundboard, and we were literally
Yeah.
joking about the name of this. I was like, "What if we called it Between Two Trees?" And Rob just instantly died laughing and was like, "We
I
have
love it.
to do this."
Well, you're gonna have to think, or maybe you already have done this. You got to think of some way to you got to mess with every guest, at least like one question. You're gonna have to figure something out. You got to Galifianakis them.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. We're gonna have to, bring some Va Zach vibes to it somewhere. Did you see
Love it.
his Earth Day doc that he put out about gardening?
No, but isn't it like straight? Isn't the whole thing completely straight? Like he doesn't do any comedy?
Well, I mean, it's Zach Galifianakis, so
Yeah,
he
he's
works
just
it in,
hilarious to look at. Yeah, yeah.
but
Does he?
it's
Okay.
super informative too, like, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I read about it. I've not seen it, but I thought that I had read that it was like completely straight or whatever, but I think that guy's brilliant.
Oh, he's incredible. Yeah, plug for Zach there. If
Yeah.
anybody's into
He's the
gardening
next
shows.
guest. I
Yeah,
beat him out.
God, if only. But no, we're super stoked, to have you on, Justin, and even more excited to finally have you playing at the Grove. It has seemed like such a long time coming, and, really excited that you're opening for Lucero on the
Can't
25th.
wait. It's gonna be great. Those are a good bunch of guys, as I'm sure y'all know, and I've had some fun times with them. It's gonna be good. I've not been to the Grove yet, so I'm stoked.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you. I think that we met for the first time at, the Cork in Lexington. Shout out to the Twisted Cork. That's such a sweet little
Oh
spot.
yeah. I hope I was well behaved.
You were. I was cracking up because whenever I saw you come in, you had to, like, duck to get into the door, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well, that's Justin Wells."
You should have seen me in Mammoth Cave a few weeks ago.
"Oh, you were at Mammoth Cave a few weeks ago? That's awesome."
Yeah, I took the kids. It was cool. We've been
Oh,
we've been
that's
trying to go
great.
for a couple years.
We love to hear that. We're just 15 minutes from Mammoth Cave National Park, so that is,
Yeah.
that's like a second home for most of us.
Well, I think old me, I'm like almost 100 pounds down. Old me might have had some troubles in there. It was it was a good encouragement to stay on
Yeah,
the
good
path.
for you. That's an incredible accomplishment. That's like an entire human.
It is. It's a whole new wardrobe.
Or a quarter of me.
Or that, yeah. No, props. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
But, yeah, so I would just love, to get to know a little bit more about you and your background, Justin. You, as I understand it, you live in Lexington with your family.
Hmm. Yep. I claim Lexington because I'm kind of like I don't know. I've always felt like a mutt, and especially as you know, and I'm sure your listeners or viewers know. I mean, Kentucky has become a music genre. It seems like. And I'm not an original Kentuckian. I don't come from the holler. I'm originally from Louisiana, but I moved
Nice.
here when I was 13. So it's like I think odd things that you see or hear from me are the Louisiana, and but I'm a Kentuckian. So it's like I'm moved old enough to feel a lot of origin there, and to like a lot more spice on my food than y'all do. But uh,
Hey, I don't know. I might give you some competition there.
You probably got me in my 40s, man. I've been slowing down. It's like right after I stopped drinking, I stopped getting nuclear or whatever at the wing spots or whatever.
Right.
Um, but I so when we moved up here, we moved to Cynthiana, Kentucky, and that's where I went to middle school and high school, and then pretty immediately left, and was enrolled in college at EKU, but then actually got my shit together and graduated from the UK. And I've been in Lexington since 2004. Um,
Very cool.
Awesome.
so
Go
I've lived in
Wildcats.
Lexington much longer than I've lived anywhere else. So I claim Lexington, but then for Lexingtonians, I have to specify Cynthiana, and then for Cynthiana people, I'm like, well, I'm from Bossier City or Blanchard, Louisiana. I was born in
I
Bossier
feel it
City.
yet. You have multiple homes. I think everybody does. That's all right.
Yeah, and I think musically the same thing, man. Like I accept that kind of country moniker, but I've never felt that way about myself. I don't think a lot of people that really know music think that about me. And I'm a fan of country music, and I'm from the country, I guess. But uh, you know, I don't have fiddles.
Right.
Right.
No,
Which part of
I
Louisiana is it? Lower or upper?
It's Northwest, so it's like, when we moved up here, everybody's talking about New Orleans. I'm like, man, I've been to New Orleans like 3 times in my life. You know what I mean? It's like it's the difference in Paducah and Pikeville. You know what I mean? It's really I'm gonna go ahead and piss off everybody. I like to describe it as like Texans that don't take themselves as serious. Uh, we don't have the silly belt buckles, but
the big hats.
I'm gonna watch my Spotify numbers just plummet now.
Plummet.
Maybe not. Maybe they go the other way. Maybe they're like, well, that's spot on. He's right on there.
Anybody that knows me and knows my smart ass, like they'll be all right.
Hey, you got to throw a little spice in the mix every now and then.
Yeah, I think so.
For sure. Uh, while we are talking about Lexington, I've got to go ahead and give a big shout out and a happy 10th birthday to the Burl. This is
Yeah,
a big
man.
weekend for them. That's talking about second homes. That's definitely a second home for me in the wintertime. And I love all those folks out there. That's a big sweet
Oh
spot
man.
for me too.
Absolutely. I was the second person to sell it out. Wheeler Walker
Yeah.
Jr. was the first. He beat me by 2 days.
Oh,
But
wow.
Awesome.
uh yeah, man. I remember when but they were kind of like open but not open. They had a comedy show. And they didn't even have a liquor license yet, so they had to get catering to come in, and I'm sure they probably didn't even make money, but yeah, it was kind of a
That's how
cool
it's
spot where
work.
people would rehearse and shit before that, you know,
Yeah.
and they've
It's such a cool
grown
thing.
tremendously, and that's from effort, and that's from caring about the community, and that's from doing good business, and you know, also from what's happened in this state in the meantime with music.
Absolutely. It's they're such a crucial part of the musical ecosystem of this state and have created such a legacy. It's been I've only been going for the past few years. I was a little late to the party, but it's a great crew of folks. So I
It's a
wanted
it's
to
a it's a neat little compound is what it is when you're walking
it
around
is.
there and you got those 3 buildings. I think we were up there during some games, so they had like sports going on over there. Then I went across and props to the pinball people who keep up that Star Wars pinball machine because that's a classic.
Hell yeah.
That's a classic, bro. It don't get no better. But there's a lot of classic stuff in there, and
The
when
classic
you're
is the 6-player, 2-screen X-Men arcade.
yeah,
That's
yeah, oh yeah, like
and
they used to have
actually,
at
man,
Walmart.
especially when I was still drinking, man, if you were at the Burl, there's a good chance you might go across the street and see me on that NBA Jam, bro. Because I was
Ye-
dropping crazy money in that thing. Me and a couple homies. Actually, I'm gonna spill the beans on your podcast. It's got a little red button on it, NBA Jam does, and when they first got the machine, unbeknownst to them, that red button was credits. And so look, the Burrow, I love
Oh,
y'all. I've been loving y'all no long time, but I owe you hundreds of dollars of quarters that I have
Will Cannon, we're sorry.
I have no intention of paying. But I love you. But I love you. And I
All the
know that
love.
I made it up to you in bourbon.
Man, that is great.
but when you're standing on the stage too, and you just look back and you see that stained glass window,
Yeah,
No,
man.
it kind of really hits home there, and you turn back and look at a sea of people down that long hall, kind of. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool. It's very
It's just
surreal.
been cool to see people. You know, I've been around here a long time, and I've been playing music in Lexington for 22 years now. Um, and there have been a lot of changes, you know, and there's been for our kind of music, there's been a couple of hubs in that time, and but to give them their flowers, nobody has done it at the professionalism level of Cannon and Will and the Burl, and so it's not luck, it's hard work where they're at, you know.
Without a doubt. Everything that they
Absolutely.
I
do,
love
they
for the Dame. I got love for the Dame and that air conditioning going out in the middle of July, uh,
Woo,
and all the PBR. Rest in
memory.
peace. Yeah, man.
I love it. Well, Justin, I would love to talk to you a little bit about just your writing process and kind of how you got into writing in the first place. Did you start writing poetry first, or did you jump straight into songs? What did that process look like for you?
I'm not really sure because I did write a little bit of poetry, but it would have been the kind of thing that I was like hiding from people. That would have been like freshman in high school, and around that time, so I don't know what was first, but around that time, I started my first band of like the two or three bands that I've had in my life. It was just my little high school band, and we were essentially a Metallica cover band. Even our originals would have gotten us sued, but
Ooh.
like, so I'm writing these like these kinds of songs with these guys, and just with the kind of lyrics you can imagine, angsty teen, weirdo in a small country town where 75% of the school is future farmers of America, and I was not. Um, Also to the side, and kind of just as secretly as the poetry, I was starting to write, I mean, love songs, man, for my girlfriend, who is now my wife, actually. But um, I remember I think this is a cool story. So Double Q in Lexington, which is still around, but it used to be 98.1. It's
That's
100.1
right.
now. That's the classic rock station, right? And who knows what they're doing now. I'm sure it's probably what they're doing then is like standard ACDC and all that shit. But like after midnight, they had a show, and I can't remember what it was called, but the DJ at least seemed to be playing what they wanted to, or at the very least, it was like shit you'd never heard of. And I hear this dude come on, man. I've told this story 100 times, but this dude comes on, and I'd never heard anything like it. And honestly, really is like a gateway to punk rock, because I didn't really know punk rock. And it's this guy named Matthew Ryan, and just this like gravelly Tom Waits meets Springsteen meets The Clash kind of thing, man. I mean, maybe some Steve Earle in there. I don't know about that, but just clangy guitars and gravelly voice and whiskey soaked, but like more importantly, just like lyrics that could punch a hole in you, and it floored me. I mean, it had such an effect on me that I talk about it so much 30 years later. And interestingly, me and that guy co-wrote a song that's on my latest record, which is like a real kind of full circle moment for me. Um, but that's when it started being about lyrics. Like, I was writing little bullshit songs, but before that, but that's when it started being about lyrics. And fast forward to like the mid aughts, and I'm in Fifth on the Floor, and I make my first record, and we're 7 or 8 records later now. Um,
That's
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
And you have your discography as the Justin Wells proper. We've got Dawn in the Distance from 2016, The United State, you released in 2020, and then of course Cynthiana, the absolute masterpiece that you released last
ah,
year.
thank you.
I had to drive up to Lexington recently. Matt Wickstrom interviewed me on Wix Picks. We were very close in sequence.
How'd it
We
go?
just there, I think. Oh, it was great. It's always a great time with Wick, but I put your album on the way up and revisited that,
Oh,
and Man, it is just so great. The first time I heard the song Little Buildings, like, I laughed out loud in the car
Oh,
because that line, is just so good. It's so clever, and I plan on dropping it in this episode at some point so folks can hear it if that's cool with you, but
of
it's such
course.
a tune.
It was kind of born out of me starting to not drink. I was a long time. I mean, I'm kind of comfortable saying now an alcoholic. I always kind of resisted that. And then I'm almost 6 years off the bottle, and I'm just now starting to say it. But I can.
Congratulations, man. 3
Oh,
years for
thanks.
me.
Hey,
Bingo.
congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
I did my time. Like I don't think not honestly everybody's been fully supportive, but people were like, why'd you stop? And it's like there's nothing left for me to explore. I put in
Been there and done it.
triple time what
Yes.
normal people do. But yeah, that's just my little like little buildings is like my little like mental illness song. It's like my I never suffered from depression or any of that in my life
Sure.
until I stopped drinking, and that shouldn't discourage anybody from stopping if they need to stop. But they should also know that it's not all roses. It's like really cool for about 2 months, and then you start realizing that you are an emotional infant, and you got a lot of catching up to do. And
That is
I've been
e
trying to put in the
emotion
work.
that is it.
Yeah. Dude, Matt Wickstrom, do you know that that dude interviewed me for the Kentucky Colonel when he was at UK? That's how long I've been knowing
Really?
that dude. Yeah, I've
Ah,
been knowing that dude a long time, man.
that is so cool.
He's a
I feel
sweetheart.
like yeah, he's the best. I feel like, I run into him everywhere, and we
Oh
both
yeah.
say, "You're everywhere," and then the other one says, "You're everywhere."
I think he's got several clones. I think that he's made some
You know? Yeah,
satanic deal with something, and now there's multitude, and I think they split one soul maybe. So just you got
yeah.
to make sure you get the good one.
He met Colonel Sanders down at the crossroads and was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
bud, let's work
That's
something out."
right. Yep. They traded blood. They did the blood hand,
That's right,
yeah.
brothers.
You
Yeah,
said
man.
you got interviewed by the Kentucky Colonel. I haven't heard that in a while. The Kentucky Colonel, man.
Yeah, dude. The UK paper, man. I used to do all them Sudokus, bro.
That's right, man. And I graduated from Boyle, so and I used to jam the double Q all the time. That was our
Yeah,
jam.
dude. Dead Air Dennis, that's a homie now, man. Like
Oh
when
man,
the first time he interviewed me when he was still over there, I'm like, hey man, I just need you to know I ain't trying to make you feel no way, but I used to listen to you all the time when I was a little kid, dude. Like it's pretty cool.
yeah,
It's
like and I
always so cool how that happens, isn't it? Like, whenever I was a kid, I thought that, like, the local radio DJs were celebrities, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
whenever I, like, got into the business and started, like, doing interviews with people the first couple times, it's like, "Oh," you know?
Yeah, and the longer you're in this business, the mystique continues and continues and continues to disappear. And honestly,
True.
if I may be so bold, I think to the detriment of the industry sometimes because this perpetual access is demystifying things that probably should stay mystifying and not just, not every artist that can write a song or whatever really has much interesting to say. I certainly don't.
Well, I can't say that I agree with that because I think that you're a super interesting guy, but yes, for sure. The
Well, you
society demands of us as individuals has become uh just incessant. We're expected to be reachable at a moment's notice, and it's so hard for us all to find balance between, the online world per se and the real one. And as an artist, I can only imagine that that's an even a struggle that's even harder twofold, just because there's so much pressure on you all to engage and to be available, like you said.
I just I was having a conversation with WD Miller. He's an artist and he's also my bass player and one of my best friends last night. And we were literally
That'd
talking about this. I just reject it. I completely reject it. In fact, I just fired a manager who was pretty insistent on the TikTok and the YouTube and all that. And I think it has its place and I'm a bit of a slacker in that regard. But we were talking about Pink Floyd um, before we hit record here. It's my favorite band of all time, and most people who are fans of that band couldn't pick them out of a crowd, and that was by design. They didn't do a lot of interviews. They focused on the craft and the art, and they're one of the greatest rock and roll bands of all time. And I think those two things are not, you know, they do go hand in hand to a certain degree. Let the art speak
That's
for
it.
itself. Sometimes we don't have to demystify every damn thing.
One of the best things about picking up an album when I was a kid, vinyl, you didn't know what the band looked like. I don't think I knew what Steve Miller looked like until I was like 25 or something like that. You
I
know what I
still
mean?
don't. I'm not
Yeah.
lying. I have no idea what Steve Miller looks like. I'm not
I would
kidding.
pick up like I
I don't
remember
think I do either.
I picked up Who's Next by the Who.
Yeah.
You pick it up and you got these four guys standing around this obelisk, right? And it's all these
Taking a piss.
rocks and yeah, taking a pee, right? And like you flip it over and there's lyrics and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's
Yep.
all I had for years. And it's one of my most favorite albums ever, but it was so mystical.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
left all the mystery out there. And I would love to know more. Like, I didn't do a ton, just like, they weren't all over these socials all the time.
No, we are of the same on. I suspect we're of the same generation. I'm 43, but
I,
that's
I am
that's what
also
I.
43, no, I'm 50. So
How Hey, listen, bud. I'll trade your 50 for my 43 right now. Like, let's go find Colonel Sanders and we'll do the same evil deal, bro.
there you
Uh,
go.
I've lived a hard 43, but yeah, I mean, look, man, it is what it is. It's the nature. I'm not like being all get off my lawn about it, but I do think, and there are still artists that are pulling it off, right? Like I just threw on Frank Ocean again last night. Like there's an artist that just kind of like came and did exactly what the hell he wanted and left. And Stu still does it. It's out there. But for cats on the come up or just trying to break, I don't know. I don't know that that's possible. Or you got to do like those French dudes and just have the goofy masks and play, microtonal instruments. I don't know. Daft Punk did it, man. Daft Punk's one of my favorites. Daft
Yeah,
Punk did it.
they did.
Yeah.
GWAR still does it.
GWAR
Yeah.
still. Yo, GWAR's
I'll
under
tell you,
investigation, man.
one of
I
the
love it.
funniest things that I have ever seen. I worked like big festivals for quite a while, just doing contracted work before
Oh
I
God, are
jumped
you
on board
okay?
with the Grove. Sort of. We'll
Yeah,
come back to that.
yeah, yeah.
That's
We'll
another
start from work.
episode.
Yeah, yeah,
But watching those guys sidestep to try to
yeah.
get into a Sprinter van was
Love it.
hilarious.
I
It's
love
like
it.
you
I
cannot
love it.
hate that.
Man, I love it, and it's theater. It's beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
I've seen GWAR exactly one time. I will go see him anytime. I can't name a single song, and I don't give a shit. It was awesome. Uh, showmanship. Just putting on a show. It's beautiful. I kind of got this like pro but like amateur wrestling bug a couple years ago, and started going to OVW in Louisville. And it was like a seriously like a out of nowhere obsession of mine for a while. Uh, probably also dealing with some mental illness there, but man, I love that crew. Like I love what goes on there. There are a lot of parallels in that industry and our industry. Those guys, get off the
For
stage, the
sure.
mat, whooping each other's ass, and then they're searching for a Sharpie just like we are, trying to sign shirts because that's how you make their money, just like we do. And I don't know, and there's a camaraderie just like there is in the music scene, and it's kind of a beautiful thing. But like even beyond the music scene, as we've seen this like degradation of theater and performance, in my opinion, with a lot of what's going on in music, they're still doing it down there in Louisville in front of 100 people on a Thursday night for $5 or whatever. And I don't know, man, I love it. I love a show. Take me to whatever you want to go see, a polka show where they're gonna put on a performance. Let's go, dude. Like I'm
Oh
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I don't
Yeah.
know shit about polka. I'd love to learn. Let's go.
Hey man, I have, believe it or not, seen a live polka band.
I bet it was
Oh boy,
cool.
it was killer. Oh Boy
Yeah,
Records during Americana Fest week. I think it was either last year or the year before. They had a polka band at their little showcase event that they did, and it was awesome.
that's
I had a
awesome.
blast.
Hell yeah.
They're straight up talented. Like every one of them.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of
yeah.
talented musicians. I tell you, the best polka in the world is back when I was growing up, I used to get Weird Al Yankovic
I was
cassettes.
about to say it's weird out, right?
Yeah, and at the end of each one, there was a hidden track or a real long montage track, and it was all this polka stuff. And
Yeah.
after out, like, I lost on Jeopardy or My Bologna or I Want a New Duck or the
Uh-huh.
polka stuff killed. That's what I always
Yeah.
rewound and went back to and all that.
I've heard
Oh,
that's
look.
a great live show. That's and again, I go see Weird Al. Let's go, man. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I seen GWAR in I think '91 at Lollapalooza in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was straight up scary. I didn't know what to expect there, I think.
Yeah.
Lots of
It was
costumes and
I was a little
Culture
older
shock.
than you might have been then, and it was definitely not scary. It was beautiful, and I love that the current administration is investigating them. I love that they don't get the joke. I love it. I love it so
I
much
didn't
in my
even
heart.
know that.
yeah,
It's
I
for
had
real.
heard that. Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
man.
Well,
That's
I think
beautiful.
they surely probably decapitated someone of note or shot arrows at who knows. If you don't, if you people, you listeners don't know GWAR, whatever is offensive, they do that. When I saw
Yes.
them, I believe the character from Jersey Shore that was pregnant, one of them was pregnant, and they like wheeled her out
Nucky.
on stage and took her baby from her. I mean,
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
it's
Lord.
don't bring your granny.
Don't bring your memo to see GWAR.
Or bring your granny if your granny's hip. Like,
You never know. Might have
yeah,
a
man.
metal granny.
Hey, dude, grannies are the most metal of all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for sure. For
Grannies are the
sure.
most metal of all. Grannies can whoop everybody's ass. Man, my
That's
granny
right.
took every one of my teeth, my baby teeth out of me. I didn't feel shit, dude. And it's like it's some voodoo, man.
What is
Yeah.
that? My
I don't
granddad did that
know. It's
to me.
grannies are crazy, man. Don't mess with
It's
grannies. Granny's
weird.
been through
My
some shit.
granddad, yeah, he could like people would come to have him like look at warts on their hands to get
Yeah.
rid of them. Like
Where you
it was
from?
I'm from Edmonson County originally, but like my people are Appalachian, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
Edmonson County on a map of Appalachia, like we are literally the tip top bottom, but my people kind of came down.
Appalachia's just white people voodoo. I mean, that's all that kind
Exactly.
of shit out there. It's just white people voodoo. Louisiana's black and brown people voodoo, man. It's all stuff that like people kind of scoff at. That like now they're starting to find some of it actually works. It's like, well, actually, it does kind of.
All
I
those
don't think you can
salves
reanimate the
actually
dead,
work.
but yeah,
Oh, I
some of
remember
them.
opening up the medicine cabinet and you got all these salves and like they're not even
Hey
in
man,
plastic containers. They're in like metal containers or baby food
Yeah,
jars. And they're like,
Folkways,
just put some
baby.
salve on it.
dude, call SG Goodman. I bet she got a salve. I bet
I
SG got a
I
salve.
would love to call SG Goodman.
I bet
Good
she could
lord,
tell you
he
about it.
killed at Laurel Cove, by the
She
way.
got
I'm just
granny power. Yes, she did, didn't she? Yes,
She
she
does
did.
have
That
granny power. She
she got
does. I
granny
bet
power,
she's got
bro.
a hell of a garden.
If you the first time I heard, I got a good SG story, but the first time that I heard that voice, which was in person, had I not been looking at her, that woman could have been 25 or 75. It would have been no matter.
I love that so much.
She's kind of my favorite in Kentucky. I'm probably gonna like. Yeah, I'm probably need to think about it, but no, I don't really. It's SG. It's been SG for a while. I just think that a lot of people, can wear their influences a little too much on their sleeve, and I'm not always sure who SG Goodman's influences are. I don't know.
She is she's her own animal.
It's
I
probably her
was
granny. It's
yeah,
probably her granny.
exactly. I
That's
was just mesmerized by her whole set. And I mean anybody that can cover the butthole surfers like that.
funny. Yeah, and it hit all of us at this age. It hit us in a particular way, didn't it? Because I was like,
Yes.
shit, I ain't heard that since about 1998.
No kidding, and I loved so much that she was like, "I covered this song just so everybody would get the opportunity to say butthole surfers a little bit more often." I was like, "Yeah."
Hey, so I got hit to her at Americana Fest about 5 years ago. I don't know which one it was, and I played the Kentucky thing that the Black Mountain people put on, and
Yeah.
Kelsey was supposed to be on after me. I've been knowing Kelsey for a long, long time, Um,
Kelsey's Grove fam.
and I was going through the guitar in my car, and a guy passed me a thing, and I was taking care of that real quick, and so Kelsey's getting up there or whatever, and I look over there, and I'm like, oh shit, man, Kelsey's playing 335 now. All right, let's hell yeah, let's see what this
Let's
gonna be.
go.
And then I'm like, man, Kelsey got some big ass hair. Kelsey's rocking a whole other look. I'm far enough away, right? That they're maybe of a similar build. And then she starts singing. I'm like, that ain't Kelsey.
Hang on a minute. Hang on.
That ain't Kelsey, or Kelsey has found some interesting acid. Uh, but it was mind blowing, man. I was an instant fan, and then I ended up doing a festival right before SG in North Carolina a couple years ago. And I told her that story. I said, look, you ain't Kelsey.
I don't know if you know this or not, but
Yeah, I'm happy to be the first to tell you that you are not in fact Kelsey Walden. Yeah, fan of
man, what a
both. I love
couple of
Kelsey. I love SG.
oh Lord, yeah, those are a couple of great gals right there. Salt of the earth,
The women are just carrying the whole state right now. I mean, that's
dude.
facts.
Insane. We've got so many talented female songwriters in this state. It is absolutely mind blowing. We had B Taylor and Ben Soley back in May, and it was just so good.
Beast tough.
Ah, she's a vibe. Just
She got the voodoo in her. I asked her if she's from
shoots,
Louisiana.
yeah.
She's from Texas, but I thought
Yeah.
she might be from Louisiana. She got the voodoo in her.
Oh, she definitely does.
She's a
You
little
can sense
atom
her.
bomb, dude.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah,
you can sense that Louisiana spice in B too for sure. She
Yeah,
loves that culture.
yeah, she does.
yeah. She
So
walked up to me when the first time I ran sound for a few years ago. It wasn't this last time, and I was sitting behind the board, and I see this sweet girl walking up to me.
Hey,
Like, oh,
honey.
I was like, hey, and she goes, hey. She goes, oh, you rocking the motherfucking X32? Yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
I was like, all right, here we
yeah.
go.
She 5'2", full of piss and vinegar, dude. She
there's
like my
yeah,
mama.
love
It's
that.
my mama's birthday, by the way. I don't know if this is going out live, but it's my mama's birthday. Happy
Oh,
birthday to
happy
my mama.
birthday.
Happy
She,
birthday.
she's
And
30 years old.
happy belated birthday to you also, by the way. I totally dropped the ball. I saw that
No,
your birthday
no,
was last week.
no, my birthday's in 3 weeks. I don't
Oh,
know who you're thinking of, but
Wikipedia is wrong, just so you know.
oh well, that would be a first. Wikipedia. Hold
I
on.
know. Usually they get the birthdays right though.
Oh man, I
Well,
yeah, I'll spend
I'm
some
glad I
time.
didn't miss it then.
No, you didn't miss it. You didn't miss it. I turned 40. Jesus, I turned 44 August 11th. So, if you're trying to steal my identity, I just gave you a couple steps.
There you go. There you go.
I got
Well,
one
happy
question.
birthday to mom.
There you go. Happy birthday to your mother.
The best. She's the
I got
best.
one question for you on going down Grinning. Is that a Telecaster on that little bitty riff?
Probably. That's Tom Nato, and that is probably a Telecaster. I don't think that's a Duesenberg. Uh,
Ooh, a Duesenberg.
that's that's probably a Telecaster. Um, there's a lot of that record I remember and a lot I don't, but I know that something really special happened with me and those four men over a pretty short period, and there's a lot of me finding trying to find and not even succeeding yet, but finding who I am, after my previous band and that run. And those guys help more than they'll ever know. I mean, I've told them, but for posterity, Tom and Duane, of course, and Robbie, rest in peace, and Blake, they were they were therapists for me, whether they knew it or not, and um, they helped me get restarted, man.
Right.
It's
Would you
awesome.
do? Where'd you record that at? That album?
It used to be called Shangri-La, and now it's the Lexington Recording Company. But it's Duane Lundy here in Lexington. He's done
Wow.
my records post Fifth on the Floor. Dwayne's done all three of those and a scattering of singles. I think he's done everything I've done solo except for a real quick single I did down in Nashville, that Blue Moon of Kentucky cover. But um, yeah,
That's awesome.
It's a great album. It's a
yeah.
great
Thanks, man.
album.
We
Great
did it. So, and honestly, even Dwayne was kind of really getting started kind of in this genre. He'd been in this kind of like indie rock world for a long time and doing a lot of the bands that I was into around here. But he'd also done the Sunday Valley record that was around before anybody really knew Stu, and Stu has since kind of buried, but it's fantastic. And Dwayne was doing a series called 10 and 20. There was like a Lexington feature that I'd urge you to seek out if you can find it. But so just a fan of, like we were kind of talking about earlier, me feeling like a redhead stepchild in country music. I really sought out with Dawn in the Distance to make a country record with a bunch of people that don't really know shit about country music. Um, that was intentional because I think my songs flirt with country music, but the last thing I wanted to do was be all slick, and go down to Nashville or some shit like that. Now, understand people that are listening now, things are very different now, and Nashville is both more and less cool than it used to be. But
Indeed.
that used to mean a particular thing. When you go to down in Nashville, you trying to be slick, and I was definitely not trying to be slick, and I got a lot of love and respect for those guys, and I think we made a cool thing.
I think it's pretty important when you do get people that are not of that genre or taking them out of their element. That way, they don't carry existing baggage of people they love or hooks, riffs, stuff like that. That just might not sound really original or your own or
Absolutely.
their own or anything like that. So
Part
Clean
of
slate.
Dwayne's process is, and it's kind of was anxiety inducing to me at the time because I came from a band that was a democracy, right? So we had our parts pretty, for the most part, pretty locked in before we set foot in the studio. We were always open to discovery, of course, but with this, he wouldn't let players. None of my players have heard demos. They hear the song for the first time the day that we're recording that song, and so I think that speaks to the talent of the men and women that I've worked with. Um, but also, I'm sure many of them would be like, I wish I could have spent some time with this. I would have come up with this or that. But
yeah,
what I think a lot of people, and I can't drill this in enough, man. That first take is special and powerful. It might not be the best take, but you're going to get less and less and less creative. I promise you. The further you go down the rabbit hole, you can polish and polish and polish, but at some point you've polished too much and the shine's gone. Like, uh,
Exactly.
it takes, you know, uh, will the circle be unbroken? Nitty gritty dirt band.
hmm
Uh, I think track 6, Roy Acuff. There's a little bitty part where they're just talking
hmm
before the actual song starts, and he says, "Now let's just try to get it on this first take. That way we don't just lose a little bit more each time."
yeah,
And
man.
that's and he hits, and then he said, "And the hell with the rest of it."
Absolutely,
And that
because
right there is pretty
Feel
true,
it.
I think.
you could get I don't I just think people are and we're in this artificial age now, so we're gonna see more of the same, I think, but, it turns out that perfection is not human, and I don't know why we needed to be slapped in the face to learn that, but there's a reason there are these, like, hiccups and things on some of your favorite records is because 'cause you're hearing a human being breathing. uh, and
Mhm.
art is imperfect. And I think we don't understand it, but that's why we love it. That's why people are drawn to overdrive and amplifiers is because something is breaking up. Something is not doing what it was supposed to do initially when it was created. You know?
It's funny too when you hear the subtle mistakes in big songs like a whiter shade of pale or so. I always I've heard it a million times and I hear that one little mistake and I'm like always chuckle, be like, I would have left it too.
Yeah, man, exactly. Because they could have fixed it.
They
You
could have
know,
went back and redid
even
it and it
then,
could have been a
100%.
nightmare and a lot of that
They'd
stuff,
have been cutting tape with razor blades, but
yeah.
they'd have got it done while they're cutting
Those
other
little
things with razor
things is
blades.
how that's what connects me to what I hear, you know? Is
Yeah.
you hit the nail on the head. You literally said everything that I was thinking about, just the age that we're living in and what we're seeking whenever we listen to music is emotion and connection. And nobody's perfect, like you said.
No.
So, those scratches and a crack in a voice whenever someone is just so overcome with emotion that they lose control for a little bit,
Hmm.
that's what makes human beings beautiful.
I think that's why. Isn't that why we go to see live music? Like, have you guys? I'm sure you have. You've gone to see like a band or something that's like they're all locked in on backing tracks, and um, there's a click in everybody's ears, and et cetera. And it's like note for note the recording. I couldn't be more disappointed to see something like that. I love to see musicians. You see it a lot more in jazz, but you see it in badasses of any genre. Reach for something and maybe not get it, but the reaching is what's important. Like,
The unknown,
right? Like when you see a guitar player hit a nasty note that was not the note he wanted, but it works.
but it's still killed.
Come on, man.
Yep,
Like
those
that's
happy
it for me.
mistakes.
I love the stank. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know.
You also said it too. I was listening to Nathaniel Rateliff's and the Night Sweats. They got their own little radio hour on XM on the Spectrum, and I love Nathaniel Rateliff. And of course, he's got his whole band on there, and they were talking like, yeah, like I like that song, but I wish I had more time with it because we write everything on the spot. And he goes, that's how it is. Like I wrote
Yeah.
the song on the spot, and like we only
Yeah.
got that much time for you to come up with that killer lead.
Yes. Yeah, and you know what, man? Look, dude, and that's another beautiful thing in live music. At least for me, I play some songs differently. I play some songs in a way that I prefer now, that I think is better for what I want to do, or more true to what I'm trying to say. It doesn't mean I don't love the recording. It means that I've discovered something else along the way, and that's going to probably happen again to the same song because I have some sort of like uh, deficiency. I get bored, man, and I don't want to. I can't lie. I can't phone it in. If I'm not feeling a thing, anybody watching me, I think, is going to know that. And so, but the only way to skirt that is to always be entertaining myself, you know,
Right,
and these little interactions you'll see with me and my guys on stage of a chuckle or something because he or I went for something, and I'm not going to stop doing that. I'm not going to stop
right.
doing that, man. That's
You shouldn't ever.
I
Yeah.
think that's
I
the
like it when
essence
you
of the
go
good forms, the
I
blues
like
and
it
the
when you go
jazz
in.
and shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially the jazz, the freeform
Especially the
jazz. Oh,
jazz,
yeah.
especially the jazz, man. But any
I
any
like it when
crew
you
that's locked in, man.
yeah, when you go into a studio, you mentioned before like we were all locked in. We knew our songs. And I like it when you go in and you come back out and are like, what the hell happened? What happened to our songs? Like
Yep.
it's
The
still us.
accidents.
It's still me, but like someone pulled everything, twisted it all differently out of all of us. We got
Mhm.
frustrated. We got unknown. We didn't know what we were going to play. Oh my God, I don't know that term. We're going to go back. You made a mistake. Stuff like that.
Yep.
And when you listen to it, like maybe 10 years later, and you're like, you just remember some of the dudes in the room, or looking over a window, and you're sitting there just playing your bass line for the 14th time. Or
I love
something
it
like
when the
that.
when or when the when the red light's on and the artist didn't know it or the musician doesn't know. There's some he's probably gonna hate that I'm gonna say this, but I don't give a shit. Wes Smith played a lot of the keys on Cynthiana, Wes from Brother Smith
Oh
and the
yeah,
Morning Jays. And
Yes,
if y'all know Wes, he's a bit of a genius. Um,
very much
but
so.
there's absolutely some keys work on Cynthiana that Homeboy was just fooling around. Homeboy was in the other room. He wasn't even in the control room, and he didn't know that we were recording. And I think it's some of his best stuff when he's
Nice.
just pleasing himself.
That's so cool, man. Just whenever you snag those little moments like that, and he is such a fluid keyboard player. Like, it is
You need
insane.
to have a record on 24/7 with Wes Smith.
I believe
Because
it.
he's gonna go over here and he's gonna go over here, and don't you want to have known what over here would work, how that would work in the song and how this would work over here, and, uh, I don't know, I think we're of similar minds, like, Wes ain't trying to be bored, man. Wes is trying to pursue the thing.
Absolutely. Do you have a, like a dream collab as far as a producer goes?
Ooh, good question.
I would, huh. I think that especially the young man in me would really dig to make a record with T-Bone, because he's just had his fingers in so many beautiful things, but, um, a formative album for me was August and Everything After by Counting Crows, and that's
Oh,
T-Bone, man. Like,
oh
that
yeah.
record wouldn't have happened without T-Bone. Um,
Without a doubt.
I think he's just been such a genius, and, but I don't know, man. I don't know. A dream collab for a producer? I don't know. I just have to have a relationship with
Yeah.
a producer. I've really only done with Dwayne and Shooter Jennings like actual uh production, and I made records before that, and I don't mean to offend those guys, but that was less collaborative and a little more like engineer. Kind of like
Sure.
we play the thing, they record the thing, they mix the thing. Where with both Shooter and Dwayne, it was they were members of the band essentially. You
It's
know,
a process.
I mean, Shooter actually, both of them literally played instruments on the record, but what I mean is, like, yeah, it's collaborative. It's like we're gonna get when Dwayne and I set out to make a record, we often go eat sushi, and we both talk our bullshit for a minute, and then we really set out what we're looking to do, not even sonically, generally with a record. What is the point? Not it's been 2 years, we need to make a record. What is the point? Why does this record need to be made? Because I mean you can tell how long it takes me for releases. I'm not really interested in repeating myself, you know. Um,
I hear that.
Well,
you know,
if it bears any weight, I do not think that you do that at all with in your discography. I can very much hear the reflection of the different chapters of your life and the phases that you were going through. Even though
yeah.
I don't know a lot about you on a personal level, I could still sense that from your music.
You'd be surprised. Like there's not a lot of daylight between Justin Wells, the artist, and Justin Wells, this person talking to you right now. It's I think there's kind of I always say there's kind of two kinds of songwriters. There's like the pryings that can tell these like wonderful stories, and then there's the like infantile artist that's got their diapers on screaming out into the ether, me. That's me. Everything, even my stories are still me. And there's so much I in me and she is in the next building. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's all very here, and I love that people can latch onto it and maybe find bits of themselves, but I'm so rarely, if ever, trying to write something as a third person. It's
Sure.
it's just making, it's just
Yeah.
making.
Well, that honesty again is what people draw connection with, and in your music, there's grit and there's melancholy and there's heartache, but there's also hope and a couple big go F yourselves, and it's like,
Maybe too much.
I love that all encompassing uh you can do a little bit of it all, is what I'm trying to say. It's well rounded.
Well, thank you. Sometimes that hope is me trying to like lie to myself. Sometimes I feel like take Dawn in the Distance, even that title was me trying to tell myself that there was like a reason, when in reality my feeling at the time was hopelessness, and what the hell am I going to do, and I probably need to clean my body up for a couple of months so I can go get a job at Toyota and
Mm.
figure something out, because my band had kind of imploded rather rapidly, and I have no other marketable skills, and uh it was definitely some kind of like lost in the wilderness feeling, and fear, and to people that weren't around at that time in Kentucky or paying attention, too much less opportunities. I mean, it really cannot be overstated how much guys like Stu and Tyler have shone a light on the Commonwealth. And I don't think a lot of the artists that you guys know and love now would have ever set foot on a stage in the first.
Uh-oh.
No, I lost him there. Here he
You
is.
froze up for a minute.
Sorry,
You're
that's
back
me not
now.
paying that bill.
Gotta pay that
Okay,
bill.
so you started talking start again with whenever you were talking about, Tyler and Sturge.
Well, I was just saying, I was talking about the hopelessness of the time, and you got to understand, like in this, whatever the hell this genre is, there weren't the opportunities that there are now. I mean, there was like Master Musicians Festival, and that's it. You know what I mean? There weren't people going around calling themselves managers. There weren't podcasts. There weren't, you know, Duane Lundy was one of like two producers in the Commonwealth that I think had any business calling themselves producers. Um,
So
it just was what it was. And I think guys like Stu and Tyler, I mean, Jesus, Tyler virtually created a genre from my point of view. Um, but certainly they shone the light on the Commonwealth, you know,
there you go.
and what I was saying, I don't know if you got this before Metronet tried to intervene, but I really do think, and I can see it in how timid some of these artists are, and I love it because they're taking their shot. But I don't think some of these people would have ever gotten on stage in the first place had they not seen the redhead kid do it. Had they not seen these people talk with their same accent, talking about the holler.
Believe that
I don't think
wholeheartedly.
that can be overstated, man. And I'm not uh look, dude, everybody knows who those guys are. I'm not trying to tell y'all about an artist you already know about, but as a Kentuckian, especially as somebody who was working certainly before Tyler and alongside Stu, the change in what is happening in music in Kentucky is staggering and beautiful, you know.
It is.
Yes, absolutely.
It is. We whenever we d Wick, he always does the Kentucky Mount Rushmores, and, I was hesitant to talk about Tyler and Sturgill just because, I was afraid I would get flack for it, but you cannot deny the cultural
Who gives a shit?
impact these have
No,
had.
yeah, who gives a
It's
shit? People are
astronomical.
knuckleheads,
Like,
dude.
there are people in Sweden singing about the hollers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
that's
Bro,
as
I
Kentucky.
remember being on Broadway in Nashville where I had no business being and hearing one of those dipshits sing a Tyler Childers song. This is probably like, I don't know, probably 2019 or 18. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. You know.
Here we
Empty the
And
go.
then you're
10-gallon bucket, wasn't it?
oh man, and then it's signs on at venues. If you play White House Road, we will turn off the power. Like shit like that. I'm like, hell yeah, Tyler. Like, good for you, dog. Like, because
Yeah, big
I
time.
I remember a 19-year-old boy messaging me trying to get a gig in Lexington. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, and
man.
and it's been beautiful to see.
Well, yeah. It's incredible.
When I was a kid, that instead of Tyler, it was Keith Whitley.
Yeah.
I had every one of my friends. I can name
What would
some
that guy
variety
have
or
done, dude? If he had lived, bro.
I'm telling
Genius.
when every one of my friends seen that guy take a stage, they all started learning how to play guitar. And our talent shows were really good because no one could play Ricky Skaggs or anything like that because that was just a talent level like crazy. But
Yeah.
when you heard that guy that was just an hour from us,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah,
was
one of
all over
y'all.
the radio. Yeah, and he was one of us, and like, all right, yeah. Imagine if he would have stayed through it, how much more there would have been. That's for sure.
Yeah. I had a my similar story that plenty of people heard, and you know, I think deserves telling. Talking about the Dame earlier, but I I had participated in a fungal experience, and then I'd gone down to the Dame uh in Lexington in 2006, in the summer of 2006, because my homie said I gotta go see this band Sunday Valley, and my band had only been together a couple months, and I was not hip, and I went and had my mind blown wide open because my as a kid who did not grow up with country music, as a kid who got picked on by the kids that listen to country music and so threw the baby out with the bathwater, I was a guitar dude, man. I love Guns N' Roses. I love Metallica. I love Pink Floyd. And so seeing this band that is holding both things, that is holding Bill Monroe and is holding fucking Led Zeppelin on the same stage, and it's not corny. In fact, it is the opposite of that. It is rejecting all the kind of gross, slick Nashville things. They're putting on a some sort of punk rock show playing bluegrass. Uh, it literally blew my mind open, man.
Yeah.
I
I
can't
always
say
like to
enough about
say
it.
that bluegrass is just metal's country cousin.
Facts. That's facts.
Blacks.
Yeah, dude. I remember going to the Georgetown flea market and seeing these 80-year-olds, and here I was playing my Jackson PS4, trying to play everything on, Ride the Lightning, and going and seeing these 75-year-old, 80-year-old cats that couldn't even walk, just tearing it up. Not a Boss Metal Zone pedal in sight, dude, and just tearing up these little guitars. I didn't know what these little guitars were, man, and
Little
On a
guitar.
clean
just
channel.
cleaner and shit, dude. If they even had a channel, they was on a mic.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, it broke my brain open because again, I don't come from that. Um,
What was your first gig in Lexington? Where was it?
First gig, let's let's skip the bar gigs when I was figuring out who I was.
We don't have to count those.
Let's not talk about Squire's Tavern, and let's
Oh
not talk
well,
about
Squire. There you go, Squires.
Kitty.
There you
Let's
go.
not talk about Kitty O'Shea's, bro. But the first Fifth on the Floor gig was a Thursday in August of 2006 at a place called the Fish Tank that's now back. But they've been gone a long time. They did Cosmic Charlie's for several years, but
Cosmic Charles. Yeah.
2 blocks from my house, man. I could stagger home, and stagger home I did. Uh, it was the time of my life. That band, Fifth on the Floor, learned how to be a band at Linus Pub right there on Woodland, man. And
Oh, right on. Yeah, Woodland.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Mine was my first Lexington gig was 1993 in that parking lot beside Paisley Peacock
Paisley Peacock, dude. That's
I
with a
don't know what
band
that
called
is, but
Buck.
where
that's a
was that?
cool
Was that on like
name.
Limestone?
It
Where
was
was
close to
that?
Limestone. I don't remember exactly what road it was on. It was on one of the one
Uh,
ways over there.
my buddy was dating a Swedish exchange student when we was in high school, and we drove up to Lexington looking for the Paisley Peacock because that's where they were supposed to meet or whatever. And uh, we never found the Paisley Peacock. And this is before cell phone.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. I think I was 17.
Yeah.
I bet you were hiring a hog too, man. Like
Oh man.
those first gigs, man. There's some of that magic that can never be recreated. I've played some pretty, you know, I played some cool spots in my career, but look, man, to a certain degree, you couldn't trade that first show at the Fish Tank or getting on stage at the talent show. Your stomach in knots. You couldn't trade that for nothing,
Oh
All I
yeah.
know is I looked back and I was like, I think we had 20 minutes to play and it's been 10. We're done.
man.
We just
What happened?
blasted through everything.
What
Oh yeah,
happened? How'd
you went
you
too
do that?
fast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you play metal?
No, we were playing like Rush cover and like Van
Yeah,
Halen cover stuff back in the day.
yeah.
So,
But even so, you're playing quick. Yeah,
oh,
you and
quick.
you might have been a few BPM faster than you should have been with
Oh,
the
I knew he
17-year-old
was. Yeah.
nerves. Yeah, yeah.
Cause all I know is I couldn't barely play Geddy Lee and I had to play Geddy Lee real fast.
That's one of the first things I feel like you really learn when you kind of become a man or a woman uh, playing as a performer. You learn when to slow down, man. Like look,
Yep.
any
Take a
asshole
breath.
can go bada 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 bada. You know,
You learn when to turn down too.
take a minute, man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
These guys know it now. They're not even bringing amps to gigs anymore, but that's to their detriment.
Oh, I'm definitely aware of that. Yeah, I'm like, you ain't got no amp.
Well, you're probably stoked. Your ears are probably grateful.
Well, honestly, this sound guy, if I see a like a Fender Tweed or now if I see like a full stack of Marshall and be like, oh God. But if I see something with 10, 15 to 40 watts of tube power, that's
Yeah,
Fender or Marshall,
yeah,
I'm gonna welcome that more than a modeler because it's
yeah.
gonna break up perfectly for me. And I
It
can
sounds organic,
it
man.
sounds like a human's planet. It doesn't sound
It
digital.
sounds
So
organic.
But, you know,
It's
to all those guys that need all those effects and different changes and all that, I get it, you know. There's a
And
time
it
and a
has
place.
its place.
Mhm.
And backs don't last forever. I
That's
get it.
true. Yeah.
But
that is true.
We
Well,
said
you
yesterday that, every Kentucky boy can play some Pink Floyd stuff. Can you play some Pink Floyd stuff?
who you talking to, man?
Yeah, we're going away.
Have you even heard my records? There's a part right in the middle. I'm not even gonna point nobody to it, but here's what I'm gonna say for you podcast. When we were making the United State, which was this record that was influenced, if nothing else, just by the density of Pink Floyd sound. Um and Bon Iver, that's what I was listening to at the time. So much
Oh,
Bon
yeah.
Iver and shit. But uh there's a particular section and I look over at Duane, I'm like, this is litigiously close to a Pink Floyd song. And he turns to me and he goes, Justin, the best thing that could ever happen in your career is for you to get sued by Pink Floyd. I said,
uh,
let's
I'd say
go.
that's rather easy too.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's all just blues really at the end of the day. But yeah, you
It
know,
oh,
really is. It's just 3 chord, you know, 12-bar blues in the end.
my daughter today listened to The Wall for the first time today. My twins
oh,
are 13 and they've been Dark Side of the Moon junkies for many, many, many years and things of that nature. And they know a scattering of songs, but and I'm just starting to dip their toes in like Piper, some of the old stuff, the real psychedelic stuff. But just
nice.
today she listened to The Wall and she goes, Daddy, I think the Hammers, I think the Hammers are Nazis, aren't they? I was like, hell yeah, the Hammers are Nazis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't
baby.
like Nazis. We don't like Nazis.
No, we
Yeah.
don't.
What a day for her, man. That is
They're
my
breaking
favorite
the
Floyd
Hey, the
album.
other day they said, Dad, why do the old songs, why are they so badass and like they don't have to be done in 2 minutes. And I'm like, well, people used to have attention spans. You see, people used to not be dictated by uh by attention spans and TikTok and reels and things.
And they had designated producers like Glenn Johns,
Jesus,
legendary.
man. Come
I mean,
on,
they
dude.
just
And
made
his
all
brother,
that.
dude.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys just they made them "Get back in the studio. Hit it harder," you know, and stuff like that, and
Well, and I do think, yeah, to be fair, I think that there was probably some commerce assholes in suits that knew that they were printing money. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but it's certain to seem to have a lot more to do with the art. I almost feel like people have made enemies with production these days. I think some people think that a lack of production instantly indicates authenticity, and it's often laziness in my opinion. But depending on the project, I think specifically like that record, the United States, I set out to use the studio to its fullest. I wanted it to be dense. I wanted the biggest things. I wanted all the things that whatever Americana is doesn't seem to be. Um,
Yeah. I really enjoyed the just the overall production feel of Cynthiana. And
Thank
it
you.
is
That
not.
that came back in. That
Yeah,
was more
exactly. That's
us in the
exactly
room. Yeah,
yes, that's
yeah,
exactly what I was about to say. Because I'm a less is more kinda gal
hmm,
generally,
yeah.
and it is really difficult for people to understand sometimes that, less is more in a lot of circumstances, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be real and of quality. And Dwayne did a really great job with, little subtleties that
He always
really,
does.
yeah, that
He
really help to bring you out, you know?
Well, we did things. I mean, we made conscious choices. We had used a click track on the United States because we knew we were going back and adding so many instruments and
Sure.
things of that nature, and so many vocals and things of that nature. And we recorded. I mean, that record was made in 3 different states. I mean, it was really a big thing. And with Cynthiana, which is a love letter to my wife, that had to be the music had to reflect that. It had to be organic. It doesn't make any sense for a love letter to my wife to be this massive thing. It needs to feel
Thousands.
like you're in the room with that person. If we're going to have this intimate connection, we need to be in the room together. And that's what we did. We were all seeing each other for the most part. Like I said, we kind of sequestered west, but that was purposeful. Um, and there's some little, y'all can go listen and you can probably find them, but there's some little clanky dinks here and there hidden in there too, man. These little, little buildings. I hear the tempo shift, and I love it.
Mm.
I love it,
That's great. Well, I want to talk about some gigs that you have got coming up, Justin, if that's cool. I saw that you're going to Minneapolis and Milwaukee back to back, which I thought that was kind of funny because I've our NEVA conferences the past 2 years have been in those cities consecutively, and I got to visit First Avenue for the first time at the beginning of June, and it was such an incredible experience.
Hell yeah.
Have you
Did
ca
you know that I'm playing the Grove?
You are?
I'm playing the Grove, man. Like, look, Minneapolis is cool and all that shit, but did you know that I'm playing the Grove?
Tell me about
Ooh.
that.
Well, there's not a lot I can tell you. I've never been. They would never have me, but I'm over the moon. I know that all I've been literally my social media accounts have been blocked out because of the flood of DMs from people that are stoked that I'm finally allowed to play at the Grove in Glasgow, Kentucky. Is this an audio or video podcast? Are they going to be able to see that I'm full of shit?
Yes.
All right. I think they can hear it anyway.
No,
But
we are
I'm not
I
full of shit. No, I think that you guys, from what I've seen through pictures, have created a beautiful thing, and it's an absolute honor to be a part of it. Like I can't wait, and I can't wait to see y'all this weekend as well.
well, shoot, yeah, Justin is coming, down to the dark side of the moon on Saturday and bringing the fam. That's gonna be
Bringing the
all.
and my kids don't know. Like, you want to
Yeah,
see something
don't
really
know.
special that might put tears in your eyes. Try to keep an eye on my kiddos when they see what's happening. I
I'm
think
like, ar
it's going to be
I'm
cool.
already getting emotional about it. Me and
Bro,
Rob.
we almost had them in the gate at Disney World when they were like 9 years old before they realized they were going to Disney World, and that was
Oh.
beautiful. I'm hoping this might beat that though. This might beat that because Pink Floyd's a hell of a lot cooler than Disney World.
Oh, man.
Well,
That man,
they're gonna
I'm
love
so
this light
excited to see
show.
this.
Yeah, do
Yeah,
they do it?
the
Where are
Oh,
these
light
guys out
show
of?
is sick.
it's
Where are these
amazing.
guys out
They're
of?
at Ohio.
Mhm.
Okay, right on. Well, we can't fault them for that. That
They can't help it. They hear it every time they come down, they know.
who's left? Who have I not taken stray elbows at? We got
Let's
Texas,
see,
we got
we've
Ohio.
crossed Texas off the list, now there's Ohio.
Texas can take the hit; they'll be fine.
They'll be alright, they're tough.
Yeah, no, but we're going out with, I'm going out with Lucero, and
Yeah,
I'm sure you guys both know, but I hope your listeners know those are some of the I'm going to use a word that's not a word, the goodest humans that I have toured with. They're good men that love playing music, and you would be surprised how rare that is. I'm stoked. I'm stoked that I get to be down there at your all's venue. I'm stoked to get to be down there with the Memphis boys.
Nice.
And
we
Ben lives in Ohio now too, so I might have just took a shot at Ben just then, but
hey, we'll find out.
I'll find out first day of tour.
That's right, check the vibe. And no, like I said earlier, it has been long overdue to have you grace our stage. And
I move slowly.
when I got wind that that you were gonna be support for the show, I was tickled pink. So uh,
Yee.
you have also got Sleeping in the Woods coming up. I wanted to give those folks a shout out because that is such a sweet little festival.
Yeah,
Down
man.
Nashville, Indiana, not to be confused with Nashville, Tennessee, from August 20th to 22nd.
I will be there on the Friday, whatever day that is. I believe that's the 21st.
Cool.
Nashville on a Friday.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man. That's
Yeah,
and
got
I've
Nick
kind of had a break
Jamerson.
from the band. Or yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. You're all good. I was just gonna say, Nick Jamerson and Jeremy Pinnell, you and Low Water Bridge Band. We've had those guys out to the Grove and
I don't
laid
know
back
them.
the whole slew of people. Oh, low you'll dig Low
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah,
Really great, really great.
good cats.
Oh yeah.
Awesome,
They are
man.
super nice.
Yeah,
I'm
I've got
just
a
stoked to be
Emily
back with my
Jamerson
boys.
shirt on right now.
Yeah.
Oh
Really
man,
cool.
Emily's the best. We
Yeah.
we just we just wrote one recently that I don't know who will record. We'll see. But yeah.
TBA.
I got it. Yeah, I got a lot of love for her. I've been knowing Nick since he was probably about 21 years old.
Oh,
Uh
we love the Jamersons.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that anybody in the Commonwealth works as hard as Nick, man. It's
And
I wish he would just chill out, but
that's another one that's got a clone out there somewhere.
there's a lot of Nicks or some of these cats don't I don't know. I don't know, man. Good on them.
For
Good
sure.
on them.
For sure. Well, Justin, tell the folks where they can find you online and on social platforms, where they can hear your music, all of the things, all Justin Wells things.
I am 6'6" and I am just over 300 pounds still, and I am hard to miss. So you can find me at Justin Wells on all the things, justinwellsmusic.com. And you can DM me, and I will, if you don't say any bullshit, I will probably respond to you.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, man, I try to be good at social media. Come talk to me. I like to talk clearly. You're seeing it, right?
That's right. Face to face.
Yeah, man.
Well, Justin, you're a real one, and we appreciate you being our first artist guest of Between Two Trees. It has been so fun to chat with you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it as well.
Well, it's an absolute honor, Candace and Rob. Thank you for having me, and thanks for being so sweet to me and putting up with my bullshit.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It sounds like we will be seeing you on Saturday, my friend.
You will, and
Absolutely.
you're gonna see my spawn too. You're gonna see how much they take after their mama. Thank God.
I can't wait. Can't wait. Well, you guys
Awesome.
make sure that you do not miss Justin Wells opening for Lucero next Saturday, July 25th. Show starts at 7 o'clock, and Mr. Wells will be taking the Grove stage for the very first time. And we hope that you will join us.
Do y'all really have tree houses for real?
For real. We
For
have
What
real.
the
what's
treehouse, my
what's
friend.
what's the weight capacity on them things?
We got you covered.
It's
Oh,
it's
for real?
big. Oh
It's
yeah.
it's
Hey,
over it's over 2,000 square feet. I don't know the exact dimensions of it, but
we're
it
gonna
is a
have to
good
we're gonna have
size.
to mic up one of these tree. I want to. Is that where the stage is? I want to play on a tree house.
Hey, we'll
What,
make it
what we
happen
got
for
to
you, bud.
for real? That's in the contract. You see, you didn't read the contract.
Opening act must perform in treehouse.
No, this opening it.
I can
Rob
do
is
it.
All
back
right.
there about to
I
have
can do
Hey,
it.
look,
I mean,
Rob's with me.
I'm just
Rob's
wondering
ready.
how the
Let's go.
monitors are going to get up there and all this, but I'm
We don't
good.
need
I'm
no
good with it.
monitors, man. We ain't got
There you
no
Oh,
damn
go.
band, Randy. We
he
don't
just gonna
need
get up
no
there and
tuning.
holler.
All right, y'all.
I love it. Well, thanks again so much, Justin, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right. All my love.